just universally liked us, wouldn't it? Conflicts would completely vanish, and our daily interactions would be completely seamless. But the truth is, no matter how kind or accommodating you are, some people simply are not going to like you. And honestly, that is completely fine. Genuine connection and friendship wouldn't feel nearly as incredible if we didn't occasionally experience the sting of rejection. But here's where it gets tricky. What happens when that dislike is completely hidden? Wondering if someone secretly loathes you? I mean, it can drive you absolutely crazy trying to figure out where you actually stand with them. Well, you no longer have to play detective. Today, we're going to unpack the hidden signs of dislike and peel back those really confusing layers of human interaction. We're going to dive deep into the internal, psychological signs people project, and most importantly, how your very own intuition is the ultimate tool in spotting them. Okay, let's dive into this. Here is our roadmap. We'll start with the invisible social barrier, move into psychological walls and friction, examine the mechanics of avoidance, and finally, explore the power of intuition. Starting right off with part 1, the invisible social barrier. Think about the absurd joy of a really healthy dynamic, that genuine best friend vibe. You can talk 24/7 about incredibly silly things, like cheese or bricks, and it's always entertaining. Now, contrast that against the sharp, paper-cut reality of the secret dislike vibe. When someone dislikes you, they are curt. They clip the conversation short, you ask how their day is going, and you're met with one-word answers like fine or okay. It's an immediate, palpable shutdown. You're going to notice this first in their body language. They avoid eye contact, they cross their arms, they lean away. When we feel warmly towards someone, we naturally mirror them, right? We lean in and engage. But when someone harbors a hidden dislike, you can almost visualize them physically folding inward. They are literally shrinking back just to block you out of their space. This closed-off posture is a classic defense mechanism. It's not always a calculated move to be overtly mean. Rather, it's a profound, unconscious psychological strategy. Their brain perceives your presence or your personality as some sort of emotional threat, and in response, it triggers this invisible barrier. Their subconscious mind is actively working to keep you out, prioritizing their own comfort over the social grace of the interaction. And that subconscious defense mechanism bleeds directly into conscious, everyday friction. Simple interactions that should be completely neutral suddenly turn into exhausting battles. Someone could be in a fantastic mood right before you walk into the room, but the moment they have to interact with you, they turn sour, bitter, and angry. They will do absolutely anything except make things easy. Which brings us to part 2, psychological walls and friction. Vulnerability is the absolute key ingredient to establishing any kind of strong connection. But when someone secretly dislikes you, there is a fundamental, deep-seated lack of trust. They'll be highly suspicious of your intentions, even when you're being nothing but genuine. You could put in constant, exhausting effort to get to know them, and they will still purposefully keep you at arm's length. And this brilliantly illustrates a fascinating, albeit toxic, internal split. If they actively, openly disliked you, they just say it. But a secret disliker puts on a mask. On the surface, things look relatively clean. They force a polite smile and play along just to avoid direct conflict. But deep down, they harbor real resentment. They think ill of you, and because they won't address it directly, that hidden hostility leaks out through constant passive-aggressive behavior. Being on the receiving end of these psychological walls is incredibly draining. It creates a profoundly alienating experience. They make absolutely zero effort to understand where you are coming from, leaving you feeling invisible and completely unheard. They will subtly or even explicitly dismiss your thoughts simply because they refuse to validate your ideas or support your values. One of the most common ways this dismissal manifests is through one-upping. It's a subtle but highly aggressive power play tactic to control the dialogue. Instead of engaging in a mutual exchange where you both get to share, they constantly cut you off with a better story or a smarter point. It's entirely designed to maintain their dominance in the conversation and ensure your voice is minimized. Moving right along to part 3, the mechanics of avoidance. When someone dislikes you, their behavior becomes evasive and super calculated. They limit communication strictly to emails or texts. They might even memorize your routine or your lunch schedule just to actively dodge you in the hallway. And if you do accidentally cross paths, they always have a convenient excuse ready to end the interaction immediately. They go to truly incredible lengths just to maintain the absolute minimum level of contact. And when you're forced to interact, it is intensely frustrating. It genuinely feels like talking to a brick wall. They listen half-heartedly, maybe catching a fraction of your story before just completely zoning out. There's no active engagement because they simply aren't invested in you or what you have to say. This avoidance totally carries over into the digital world as well. They rarely read your messages completely. Instead, they just scan over your texts, try to predict what you want, and fire back half answers that barely address your questions. They give you just enough to technically reply, but never enough to actually keep the conversation flowing. And then comes the painful realization. You see your friends or maybe coworkers being invited to social gatherings, but you are deliberately left out. Now, logically, why would you want to attend a party hosted by someone who secretly dislikes you? You wouldn't. But it still stings to recognize the exclusion. It's the final, unmistakable signal that they want nothing to do with you. Finally, part 4, the power of intuition. It can be incredibly difficult to trust your gut, especially when anxiety steps in and makes even sound judgments feel like paranoia. But there is a massive difference between anxious overthinking and true intuition. True intuition is a profound, clear message from your gut that is entirely free from panic. It's that calm, quiet certainty telling you that something is fundamentally off in the dynamic, and you need to honor that feeling. So, the crucial point is this. Your instincts are telling you it's not worth your time trying to change this person's mind. You have to validate your own internal metric. When that clear instinct is present, trying to win over someone who is committed to misunderstanding you is a battle you just don't need to fight. Listen to yourself. Let the relief wash over you that you no longer have to try. Because at the end of the day, life is short. Remember what we touched on at the very beginning. Friendships are special precisely because genuine connection is rare. Stop pouring your energy into a void. Instead, cherish your moments with the people who genuinely love, appreciate, and uplifts you. So I'll leave you with this thought. Will you trust your gut and leave the rest behind?